So I'm right now preparing stuff for a new video I'm working on and trying to make the apartment look in a proper state again because of this little monster. No. Well, that's what life with a 10-week-old puppy looks like. I just wanted to have a little chat with you guys, just because I think it might be interesting for you, about some things, how they work in the background as a motorbike channel, and nothing I want to complain about, it's just to give you some insights. I thought it might be interesting, so let's go down while I'm preparing for the next video. We can just have a small chat. So, to get a better understanding about what I want to talk about, we have to talk about what is the goal of doing a YouTube channel about motorcycles, for example. And a lot of people think it's like, yeah, fame and money and all that stuff, but actually it's a little bit more difficult. Of course, we want to have views and we want to have subscribers, but it's not about particularly fame or something. It's more about building up a community and growing that. You can compare it to weightlifting. I'll put you up here so we can talk better. It's a little bit like a spiral. You try to reach as many people with your videos as possible so that you gain more subscribers, so that you can reach more people with the next video. And when you're weightlifting, you lift weights to gain muscle, to lift more weights, either for health reasons or aesthetic reasons, or maybe just as a coping mechanism. But it's kind of similar. And here comes the part of the video where we put in a shameless plug to tell you that you should subscribe. He at least thinks so. And to prove that it's not about the money, this is how much the channel made in the last 4 months, I believe. And due to restrictions from my actual employee, I'm not allowed to have a paid side income. So Google doesn't even pay the money to me. I think that's quite a proving point. So, but to do that, we have to follow, kind of hypes. We always have to be up to the latest and greatest. We always have to follow trends like the newest motorcycles, or you have to find ways to improve what people want to see. You have especially the camera gear, the drones, all that stuff. It's always a new GoPro every year coming out with some new super specs, a drone that's autonomously flying behind you because you can't steer it by yourself. Yeah, that's getting kind of expensive over time, especially because the one hobby can't live without the other one. So you have to find ways around that. And that is by doing partnerships with brands, for example, which can be good and can be less good. I am in a very lucky position to say that I don't have any partnerships with brands that I am not happy with. For example, I only have really 2 partnerships. One is a more business related and one is a more mutual friendship related. And that's actually what I want to talk about today. So let's start with the business related agreement or brand I work with. That is Meters. Some of you already know that, and I really like Meters. I like the tires. I've made great experiences with them. Not just the brand, with the tires in particular. And let me tell you how all of that started. So when I started YouTube, it was when I was still doing German videos. I made a video about, I think it was the EO7 or EO7 Plus, I can't really remember. And Meters wasn't very active on social media to that time. It was, I think, before Paul Torres really started, and they were only doing a lot with Chris Birch or something. So yeah, I did a video, and through somebody I knew, I got contact to Meters, sent them the video and showed it to them, and they liked it so much that they started sending me other videos, never really with any big terms. So I just tested them and did videos. That was actually quite nice. That was really cool, and that's how it started. I had a short break, I moved to a different country and started doing English videos, and after that I tried to pick up the contact with Meters, and they said, yeah, okay, sure, we can work together again, but they put up some terms, what's absolutely fine. They sent me 2 sets of tires, one for the T7 and one for the CRF, but the only thing that changed is that I have to provide them with 4 videos for social media and 4 pictures for social media. It's not those that you find on Instagram where they get tagged and retag, it's those which they post themselves, which is, in my opinion, absolutely fine. They give me something, I give them something. That can get stressful sometimes in certain time periods, like now it's Christmas, I haven't done anything yet. I do have some things that I can still send them, but you always try to improve, you always try to give them new material, you always try to... You put yourself a little bit on pressure to just improve, to always deliver better quality than before. But they haven't complained, they posted some of my stuff, so they seem to like it. What is, as I said, absolutely fine. That's business, that's how it works. They give me something, they provide me with something, I provide them with something. And another really great benefit from that is, for example, here on the T7 with the XT Plus, I can test tires that would cost me about 300, maybe 350 bucks for free, and do what I really like in the same time. But that doesn't mean that when I test them that I'm not convinced that they're good. For example, I already know from the few rides that I had with them that they are incredibly good in mud, they are incredibly good in wet off-road conditions for an adventure bike tire, but they are really bad about longevity, and that's something that I wouldn't hide when I'm doing the video about that. And they don't expect that. They expect that we put our honest opinion out to you people, because when I tell you this tire is going to last for 10,000 kilometers, I'm not trustworthy, and they're going to get a lot of complaints because their tires seem to be crap. But when I tell you this tire is not going to last over, let's say, 2,000 kilometers on highway, what do you expect? It's a knobby tire, and it's doing what it's supposed to do very well. Okay, but enough of the tire. What I wanted to tell you is just that we have this benefit that I can do what I like, I provide them something, they provide me something, and after that I can use that to my own wishes, to make a video, to again reach out to the people, maybe grow, and in the best case gain subscribers, because that is what we are measured by, and actually one of the most important parts for us, small creators. I do know that bigger creators don't really care about that anymore. There it's more about how much views does a certain video get, and they really more have to work with the single video itself. But that's a different story. I just put some bullet points up that I wanted to talk about. So let me see if I got everything. Yeah, the cons. Sometimes it's hard to deliver. Time-wise, and you always have to find new ideas. That makes it a little difficult. Yeah, and it sometimes takes a lot of time. And then there are the more mutual agreements, like I have with EMD. That's a different story that started completely in another way. And I must say, Thomas from EMD is a German developer who actually started his business with Bikes Peak. He's the general importer for Germany, maybe more as well, I'm not sure, from Outback Motortech, Moto, Camel ADV, and I think I got in contact with him via a friend who does Instagram, and it was because of the Outback Motortech stuff. I think he gave me a discount or something, and we kind of got a friendship built up. I got stuff from him with a discount, provided with videos, because the people don't want to just go into the store and buy something. They want to see, is it really good when I spend so much money on it? And I think that is why it works. You can go to a convention, you can look at it, you can feel it, but that still doesn't tell you, is it really good? But when somebody with a 1200 Tenere backs along some dried rivers and scuffs up everything, and these crash bars keep the bike together, then it's just something that shows the people how good it really is. Especially in these times where we got a lot of trash from overseas, China. You know, buy cheap, buy twice. And I think a lot of things here have a big loss in quality as well. So it's always nice to have some manufacturer doing really quality stuff. And Thomas started a little while later his own brand called EMD. I'm not sure if he started with those side bags or with the duffel, but these are his developments, and that's something where I know it's incredibly robust. It's somebody who does a lot of adventure riding himself, and he saw flaws in the market, so he developed something that would fit us adventure riders. But when you're such a small manufacturer, then you especially need to gain traction as well. And that is where such kind of mutual agreements or friendships come into play, because he provides me with that stuff and I can test it. And the people who are interested or who want to buy it anyway have a little endurance test, have some stress tests, or can see how it handles over time, which helps him bring out this kind of gear and over time especially develop it as well. For example, my trip through the Alps, I had the rackless system from him. Some of you might have seen it. I'll blend in a video here. And that is just a prototype. That is not the finished bag, because to finish that it would cost a lot of money again. And that's one of the reasons, I guess, he lent it to me, to see how the interest for that is, because when you spend that amount of money, then you want to be sure that you at least get a break-even point. And there are things from these mutual agreements, they have benefits for both sides and don't have a downside for the viewer. And we can test it together to see if it's really good or not. And that's actually it. The garage is still looking like complete crap here. As you can see, I have to manage to clean and tidy up a little bit. Yeah, that was just the background info I wanted to give you. That's all. So I hope you liked it. I hope that was beneficial for you. If not, you wouldn't have watched this far, I guess. So I'm going to continue working on my next video, and we'll see each other next time.